At the confluence of the three rivers, the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela, we are here at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And able to get this out to the 25. They show run with three tight ends here on first down. They start things off with a carry by Gibbs here.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. They'll go again with Gibbs.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
No gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. From the gun, it's Allen. His throw incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Ball is caught. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 39. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive. And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Off the option, here's Gibbs. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen. And that is incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
2nd down and 3. To throw is Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. Good quick feet by Jackson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Clock running, under a minute to go now here in a fast-moving first quarter. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Man open, that's Ja'Marr Chase complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Jackson's going to keep it, and he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd down and 11. Jackson. Got a man open. It's Chase. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
They go play action with Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's just so hard to stop.
And that's where it really becomes difficult because you're exactly right. They know it's going to him, yet they still can't stop it. That tells you when you're a dominant player.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 at the 26-yard line. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Allen. To the right side and intercepted. Sauce Gardner puts it off. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Running left, it's Henry. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now it's Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you're running the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and an incompletion as a result.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. In motion, the tight end. 3rd and goal, Jackson. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. How about the defensive stand here from 1st and goal, 3 straight incompletion.
Yeah, I think people are wondering why didn't they try and run it at least once in there. But once the first incompletion happened, it's almost like they were committed to throwing the ball from then on out.
A 22-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Back to it now after the made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call.
Kyle Hamilton picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
17-yard line.
Henry up the middle. All the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 50 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Throwing is Jackson. And he's got it. Touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, it's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 17-3.
17. Steelers 3.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. Oh, good move. And Allen Little across the 25 to the 27. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Allen. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. A short one there at Fryermuth. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now Allen again. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Pass complete there in the core. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
27-yard line.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really want to brag. I'm just telling.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Running it, Washington. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
At the 26-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
But they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here's 3rd and 7. Allen now looks to throw. Pass is caught. It's Metcalf going across the field here. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
10 at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. To the air, Allen. That is incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Boswell's kick is good. And a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Jefferson moving in motion left. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Chris Boswell.
The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start with a give to Henry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
2nd and 10. They hand off to their big tight end. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there. Now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. The terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Jackson. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And the Steelers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there, just one big kick.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Well, this offense has already been forced to settle for field goals on their drives earlier, so this is not a welcome sign here.
Indeed, it is not, and they certainly hope it's not a sign for the entire game, because they know they've got to be able to sustain drives all the way through. Pick up those guys rushing the quarterback.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now Allen. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Puka Nakua, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Steelers have cut it back within a score. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range, but couldn't quite finish it off.
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. Tried to roll out and make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there is really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend the play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Jackson. And that's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
I ain't going to scan downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Here's Jackson to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Here's Allen to throw it. Smith and Jigba with the grab. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Throwing now is Allen. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Short throw caught by Bowers. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he gets this up past the 40. A start for them near flawless. Defense gets him a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 62 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
They go play action now. Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 3. A handoff, running left, Henry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now it's Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Jackson now. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? You need that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Jackson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 22-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Second and 11. Inside handoff, Henry. And he has the Ravens first down, and it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.